Welcome back to the Geelong Cricket Show as we look at the Geelong Cricket Association. And first of all, we'll start again with the Division 3 first 11, as there are two unbeaten sides after 2 rounds. St Albans Breakwater and Lethbridge set the pace in Division 3 first, and St Albans Breakwater, good on you guys, keep up the great work out there at St Albans Recreation Reserve as they take on Little River this weekend. And by the way, Division 3, congratulations to a good old mate, 60 years of age, Eddie Cumper, the top pace man from the Bouncing Kangaroos at Anarchy and North Shore in the halcyon days. Well done, Ed. Keep up the great work. In Division 2 first of the Geelong Cricket Association, there are 4 unbeaten sides, and again this second week, Tim Mitchell, we see that Thompson and Newcombe and District, the top 2 sides, are playing each other.
Yeah, it's very interesting the way it's turned out, Graham, because it's obviously the demoted side from last season, Newcombe and District, going up against a side that a lot of people thought were going to take their place in Division 1 in Thompson. So Thompson have obviously started the year extremely well. They've got 2 wins on the board already, and people are already favouring them to take out the Division 2 title, which they were upset last season in the grand final by North Shore. So interesting one to see how Newcombe and District go. They had Josh Jansen stand up and bat fantastically last week, so hopefully they can get a few back into that side, and it'll be a really competitive contest to highlight GCA Division 2 this weekend.
As we move on to GCA Division 1, we're looking at some footage from last week's game between Manifold Heights and Bellpost Hill that was played up at the Hurst Oval. And speaking of East Belmont, well, East Belmont take on Lara this weekend. East Belmont and Bellpost Hill, the only 2 unbeaten sides after 2 rounds. Colin Millard, your thoughts on East Belmont and Lara?
Look, it's really going to come down to who makes the most runs. That game, East Belmont's fast track there for batting on. Good quick outfield. Blokes like Banbury in form, I'd be thinking Lara a good chance.
Christopher John Banbury, have a good game. Tim Mitchell?
It certainly was. It was amazing the turnaround from Lara to go from in the opening round to being bowled out for less than 100 to doing what they did last week. I think they compiled about 3 for 283, and as you say, Chris Banbury got I think 97 not out in that total of 3 for 283. So really leading from the front and showing the way for Lara, and I think it's going to be another really competitive contest there between 2 quality sides.
We'll stick with you, Tim, as we look at the second game between Bellpost Hill and Leopold. The Leopold Lions trying to claw their way back in, but Bellpost Hill 2 from 2 so far.
Yeah, they're a side in really good form at the moment. Bellpost Hill have started the season fantastically, and Leopold obviously had a loss last week, so 2 contrasting form lines. Tim Sells was the top scorer last week for Bellpost Hill, so a lot of contributions across the board have happened over the first couple of weeks from Bellpost Hill, so some of their players playing themselves into form, which is another good sign, and Anthony Ford also grabbed 6 wickets. So there's a lot of Bellpost Hill players in form, and I think for that reason, after 2 rounds, they'll build on the 2 wins that they've had so far this season and get another one against Leopold.
Any difference of opinion, Colin Miller?
I can't argue with that. They've got good batting depth, and somebody like Brad Stacey batting at number 8. They're a good side, the Hill.
In the big battle of the northern suburbs, yes, it's Geelong West, the reigning premiers, taking on North Geelong. And this will be a game to go and see. Geelong West playing North Geelong. Tim?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an extremely tight one. If Mitch Troy can bat the way he did last weekend and really provide a platform, I think he batted the whole way through. Cole, you might be able to shed some light on that one. Batted the whole way through. So if he can provide that anchor role for North Geelong and a guy like Andrew Ferguson, who obviously comes in and Colin can bat around him, then I think North Geelong are going to set themselves for possibly another upset victory, because I don't know how many people out there would be tipping them, but I'm going to go for North Geelong this weekend.
The North Geelong Magpies, he's gone for the black and white. That pleases you, Colin.
Oh, very happy to hear that. And look, if we can set the game up like we did last week to get off a chance to close it out for us, that'll definitely be our game plan, but it'll be a good game.
A big game. The reigning premiers Geelong West taking on North Geelong. They are proving to be the Smokies so far this season. As we move on to St Joseph's taking on Newtown and Chewell. St Joseph's a little disappointing last weekend. Can they rebound against the 2 Blues, Tim?
Well, they certainly will. As you say, Graham, they'll be stung by their performance last weekend. St Joseph's against Grovedale, definitely looking to bounce back, and I'd expect them to do it pretty easily this weekend against Newtown and Chewell. All the guys that were down last weekend for St Joseph's will lift, and I think it'll be a big win for the Joeys at home.
Colin, were you a bit disappointed in St Joseph's or surprised last week, and how do you think they'll go against Newtown?
I just think they ran into a batsman in form in Peterson. Look, he 100 a bit of a run of ball. You have one of those days it's hard to stop, but your blokes like Morgan and Fanning, they'll be hard to beat.
So you're tipping St Joseph's to come back on the rebound over Newtown and Chewell. Manifold Heights visit South Barwon or South Hornstein. Can South Barwon rebound? Colin Millard.
I definitely think so. Again, batting depth is very strong with Hester and Ford coming in down the order. They're going to make a lot of runs, and it's very hard to stop sides like that.
Tim, your choice?
I'm just keen, Rollo, to get just quickly Colin's thoughts on that South Barn side. It's changed a lot. What's their side actually looking like this season with the guys that they've brought in from Newcombe District? Do you think it's as strong as it was last year?
Look, losing Nando is going to hurt them with that strike bowler, but
Yep.
the fact is that they've got such run-making ability. You get them under the right conditions at South Barwon, they could turn out the 300 plus fairly easily.
Yeah, Manifold Heights, Graham. They've had a few competitive losses to start the season, and I think this might be the case in this one as well. South Barwon will be in the same boat as St Joseph's for the fact that they would have been stung by their performance last weekend. Obviously a tight loss, and Brad Hornstein will have his boys up and about, and I think they'll defeat Manifold out there today.
How important the size of the ground?
Oh, look, it always plays a part, and I think down at South Barwon, where this one's being played, obviously South will know the way that they play their ground extremely well, and I expect them at home to get the points for that reason.
Grovedale bounced back last week, and are we seeing a revival of the Tigers out there from Grovedale as they take on Geelong City? It should be a very close one, Tim.
Yeah, well, I'm not 100% sold on that one, Graham. I think Grovedale showed their quality last weekend, and Nick Peterson obviously shone through. Fantastic century from him, and Gareth Yalland, who I think is probably the standout all-rounder in the competition and was last season, just showed his class with 66 as well with the bat, so he really stood tall. If another couple of guys can support them from Grovedale, I can't really see Geelong City getting close in this one, Graham.
The Sharks or the Tigers, Colin Millard?
Any side with Graham Harper and Gary Kelson in it. For Grovedale, I can't go past them, and we sort of forget those two blokes are still running around at Grovedale, so Grovedale for me.
Grovedale for you, the Tigers. And Kelso, I still put you on notice. We are going to get you in that guest chair one Saturday morning here on the Geelong Cricket Show. We've been after Gary Kelson for about 3 seasons, Cole. Tell him how pleasurable it is.
Oh, always good being in here.
There you go, Kelso. The challenge is up to you. Grovedale and Geelong City. It should be a great round of Geelong Cricket Association Division 1 and also Division 2 and Division 3, as well as Premier Cricket down at the Geelong Cricket Ground this morning, 11 o'clock. Geelong taking on Carlton. Tim, thanks very much. Where are you playing this afternoon, mate?
Let me have a think. Down at Barwon Heads, actually played in the C grade, as I should have remembered there, Graham. It's a 2-day competition, so I played in our Cs last week because I had a job interview. Unfortunately, failed with the bat again. Just can't get runs on the board at this stage. Just trickled one straight back to the bowler and got caught and bowled. So hopefully my time will come next weekend. But the boys put together 300, so hopefully be a win for the side I'm playing in down at Barwon Heads today.
Thanks to our special guests from North Geelong, Colin Millard, Tim Mitchell. Rollo saying until next week from the Geelong Cricket Show, catch ya.
We are Geelong, the greatest team of all. We are Geelong, we're always on the ball.